To avoid her brother dying, she swapped bodies with him, resulting in her having the mind of a man and the body of a woman. Stick around to find out the events leading up and how it impacts her relationship in the post-apocalyptic world. This is part 2. 5 years ago, in one town that held survivors, and 10 years after the calamity, for entertainment, the population held electro kart races, and Kiriko was one of the professional racists. At the same moment as a race, a group of boys are chasing 2 men. The rest of the group falls behind except for one, who continues pursuing. The 2 men gang up on the lone boy, and one pulls a knife. Right before Robin face stomps one of them and immobilizes the other. The boy, Hiroki, tells they were making fake tickets, and Robin praises him and gives him his jacket as a reward, showing it off to all his friends and Kiriko. She was disqualified from the race because she fell out of the cart, and Hiroki reacts worried, but Kiriko's alright. One of their friends displays a camera that she just attached a flashlight, and Kiriki poses with Doc. There's rumors of Doc researching and experimenting with man-eaters, even on humans. He's gonna do something bad involving these 2, and I tell ya, it's the thing every man thinks about from time to time. Later that night at the orphanage they live at, Haruki awakens from others running by, including Robin. He tells there's a man-eater in the town. Haruki gets dressed and runs off to help, saying he'll be fine. He's got the gun he made. The next morning he gets praised for it as he target practices. They tell he killed that man-eater with it. Shortly after, runs to Hiroki's race. Unlike the last time, she's more prepared and a much better racist. As it begins from an outlook, Haruki spots a man-eater on the track. If he doesn't do something, Kiriko will get hurt since she's in first place. He runs and calls for help, but everyone is preoccupied with the race and can't hear him. So confident he can take it out with his homemade gun, Haruki faces it alone. That's a stupid idea, and you're gonna find out why. It's literally in the video's thumbnail. He shoots the man-eater, able to turn invisible, but doing so has no damage effect on it. Instead of running away as a normal person would, he thinks of Kiriko, who he is deeply in love with, pulls out a knife and runs to stab it. The man-eater grabs a hold of his arm as he struggles to be freed, the other till he has to use his legs. Screaming for help, he deeply regrets his choice. When Kiriko passes by and sees the man-eater, she stops and calls off the race. Taking a closer look, sees her brother being devoured. She proceeds to crash her race cart into the monster, desperately trying to help him, and pulls him out of its mouth. The man-eater walks away, but all 4 of Haruki's limbs have been gobbled up. Still awake, he notes how close she is to him before falling unconscious. Ha! I wonder what's happening at the facility! Waking up in shock, a nurse runs off announcing he's conscious. Wandering the hospital, he comes across a mirror. Looking into it, he sees Kiriko's body, realizing he's in her body. Lucky bastard! The body of the girl he loves. He screams in shock and horror. Yup, this is literally me every time I watch Spicy Dominant Vampire Mommy Won't Let You Go. Girlfriend ASMR. He gets sedated by the nurses and doctor. They chalk off what he says as just simple trauma, saying the man who did the medical procedure was Doc, the same man who's rumored to be experimenting on man-eaters and humans. Haruki notes that he's definitely himself. Proof of that is the sadness he feels knowing his sister's dead, and how he wanks off in her body. After being discharged, he finds the orphanage they lived at vacated, and news of Robin and Doc missing. After, Haruki sets off to different towns, doing odd jobs looking for Doc, so that he can explain what he did to him, as well as Robin. 4 years later, he met Maru and took the job of being his bodyguard, finding and taking him to heaven. How is Maru gonna react to this, knowing the girl he likes is a dude? And can you actually kill a fish with weed? Keep watching to find out. Maru asks after her telling him this if he should keep calling her sis. She replies, yeah. Maru's pretty confused and doesn't know what to think at the moment. But there's no time to think as a man-eater appears. She fires her laser gun, but it has no effect on the creature. Back at the facility, Tokyo meets up with Cuckoo and takes her to go see babies. She leads her to a vent scaling the wall. Tokyo follows, doing so with a robot. They get in and walk through. At the same moment as they deal with the man-eater, Sis gets the idea of leading it into the boat away from the water, as it uses it to attack and move around. Being pursued by it, they climb over boxes and it fires high-pressured water at them, narrowly missing the pair. They lead it into the storage room of the boat, filled with boxes. Snoop Dogg is there to save the day, as those boxes are filled with weed. That's right, kids. Weed! The dry plants suck the moisture from the monster and it's left immobile, and Mato kills it with his power. Back in the vents, Tokyo and Kuku crawl out into the nursery where they look at babies. Ones that don't look as the average normal human. They're interrupted with an intruder alarm and the two make a quick escape. The boat has docked and the crew members come to thank the pair. They don't accept payment for killing the monster, but information, showing the symbol on the laser gun and inquiring about it. It leads them to a broken down home center and they find nothing of use except for food and sleep for the night. Back at the facility, the children are exhibiting weird behavior, acts of intimacy with each other that have never been taught to them. And one mob psycho looking guy tells he wants to take Minami to his bedroom and do things. All of these acts scare Tokyo as everyone is changing, including Sicko Boy in bed slamming her with that criminal riz before telling she needs to leave the facility, as it's dangerous. What does that boy know? What's gonna happen to Mato and Sis next? Is the facility the heaven they're looking for? If you enjoyed this video and you want to see part 3, subscribe and comment down below. Go check out part 1, link is in description. My name's IWD Recaps. Peace out.